Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody today? Hope everyone's having a lovely week so far. Are you guys alive there in YouTube land today? Got a couple hellos. Hellos. We're going to give it a little while. Wait for some people to join, and then we'll get started here. I do start the streams a little bit earlier now, just to give you guys some time to get some pad sizes in. Obviously, everybody knows that the OSOK data calculator is live and available on my website. This is something that I have given away in an Excel sheet form for over a year now, for exclusive membership benefit of the Unicorn University and the Market Lens. But now it is available to everybody in the form of a web application. So we'll have unemployment at the same time. No, Wazy, it's fine. Um, but it's available to everybody now. So if you have not grabbed it, go ahead and grab it. The difference is with this new sheet, I actually update all the news events, or the big three. I'm going to start actually doing more news events now. Doesn't mean I'm going to be OSOKing them, but I'm going to go ahead and be putting in the news data for people, so they have all that. And it's on the left of the stream. I don't know what that. Oh, Akash, yes, the funded account calculator. Guys, the funded account calculator. If you guys didn't catch my launch stream last week during NFP, you could watch it, or I can go over it now if you guys would like, if there's enough people interested in it. The funded account calculator is something that I have used for quite a while, and it's a way, because I use a percentage of my drawdown for risk for each trade, and I have multiple different type of size accounts. So if I'm trading a leader account that's a 250K account, and I want to risk 10% of the drawdown of that account, say that's $650. Well, if I want to risk the same amount in relation to, say, a 50K account, well, I don't want to risk $650 on a 50K account. So the funded account calculator will give you the math on how to actually do that. And so I can show you it real quick. So what it does is it allows you to keep track of multiple accounts. I have over 20 accounts. So say, for example, your leader account is a 250K account. Say you have a 150K account, Tradeify or Apex. And then let's say you have a 50K Apex. And then let's say you have a 50K Tradeify account. Oops. What it allows you to do is it tells you what your copy ratio is and how many trades you are away from an actual payout. So, for example, if my leader account's a 250K account and I want to copy exactly the same 10% across all my accounts in relation to their current drawdown, it shows me what my copy ratio is, 0.69. On a 50K account, it would be 7.69. Hold on. That is wrong. This is my drawdown. There we go. 0.38. And then on this 50K account, 0.31. But it also shows you how many trades away from a payout you are. And that is kind of a good way to really assess risk. For example, you don't want something where you're 40 trades away from a payout and then 10 trades to blow the account. That's not a good ratio, because that means you have to take 4 times as many trades to get to a payout than you do a blowout. So this is a great way to understand what your risk is. Keep track of your accounts, keep track of your copy ratio. to make it easier for you to become a successful trader, because OSOK will get you funded. The funded account calculator teaches you how to risk properly, so you can stay funded. So uh, EUG, it's working. I could tell you it's working. The pad's working. The spreadsheet or the data sheet for OSOK is working, sir. So uh, yeah, so Wazy for PPI. I actually OSOKed PPI yesterday, and I actually passed an account. I normally don't. I have in the past OSOK PPI, but every news event's different, and obviously some news events are better than others. And in my opinion, CPI and NFP are the best, and we can just look at the passing percentages for those two. So if we have the big three here, CPI, NFP, and FOMC, obviously depending on what type of account that you have. Like right now, this is a good example to go over here. So this is a 50K Apex account. Now it says 100% pass rate, right? So on a 100% pass rate with a 50, you have a 55-point pad. Now with a 55-point pad, let's see how many no trade situations we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 over the last year or so. So essentially, with a 50K Apex account, which is 10 contracts and 3,000 for CPI, if you have a 55-point pad, you either passed 100% or you just didn't get a trade at all because the move wasn't big enough to actually trigger a trade. So you have that. So that's why we have the auto mode or manual mode, because you go, well, what if I don't want a 55-point pad? Like, let's see, I want a 25-point pad. All right, well, a 25-point pad's not bad. That gives you a 94.1% passing rate. So NFP, it's not as great. Again, depending on the account, let's use a $3,000 or a 50K Apex. Again, you have a 100% passing rate with a 61-point pad. So let's go to manual and let's try a 25-point pad. Only 78.9. Now let's look at FOMC. You have FOMC, same thing. Let's do a $3,000. Now, FOMC is not so bad now with a 20-point pad in that account, but that's why everyone asks, well, what's the pad size? What's the pad size? What's the best one? Well, it depends on the type of account. Now, if we look at a 250K Apex account, okay, FOMC is not that good. It's only 50% pass rate. NFP, we'll do the same thing, 27-point pad, $15,000 passing target, 63-point pad. And then for CPI, you got 27.15. And let's go back to auto. Yeah, 43-point pad. Let's go here. Yep. So if we're looking at a 250K account, CPI is the best. It's an 87.5% passing rate. NFP 68.4, and FOMC is only 50%. But what I'm going to do is I will start keeping track and putting in and going back and put in some news data for other events, PPI, PCE, just so you guys have it. And I am working on version 2 of the OSOK data calculator. Everybody who buys the first one, you get an automatic update to the second one. In fact, this one's not going to go away. This is always going to be what you see here. And the beauty of this one is that not only do I keep the stats myself and I update them, so that way when you hit update OSOK data, it'll actually populate the newest updates and the newest news events that I input in there. And when you first purchase this and come to it, it's blank. You hit update OSOK data, it imports all the data for you. The second version is going to look a little different. It's an improved UI, and it's going to basically be a done for you. You don't have to actually keep track of any of the stats. You don't technically have to keep track of any of the stats in here because you have the update OSOK data button, but you can keep track of any news event you want. But the version 2, which again, everyone who has version 1 just automatically gets access to the version 2 for no extra cost. It's going to be, all you have to do is you don't have to worry about keeping any of the stats yourself. In fact, you won't be able to. You'd use this one for that. It's just all the data is automatically there. Whenever I update something, it's automatically in there. But the beauty of this is you're going to be able to go in per news event And instead of saying what your asset per point is, you're going to hit a drop down button, and that drop down button is then going to show you. You choose the asset. Choose whether it's NQ, whether it's gold, whether it's euro, and I'm going to keep track on further more asset classes, so that way you guys can see the statistics on different asset classes. So yeah, if you spam the chat, I'm not going to answer you guys. So yeah, but let's see here. So let's go ahead. Okay. 4 contracts, $1,500. Let's take a look at that. All right. So a 46-point pad is a 93% passing rate right there. So Maverick 15 cons, 9,000. All right. 38-point pad gives you an 81.3%. Yep. C5 cons. I don't know. You'd have to give me what your passing target. Georgie, 10 cons, 3,500. All right. See, Georgie, so that's a 100% passing rate, but it's an 87-point pad, which means you're probably gonna have a bunch of no trades. You have a bunch of no trades. So let's go and look. Like, let's try a 25-point pad. So Georgie, a 25-point pad would give you an 88% passing rate. Let's see, a 40-point pad would give you an 81. So yeah, so 25 looks like it'd be good for you, Georgie. There. Yep. So, all right. So the question: How many newbies do we have in here? How many newbies? And everybody, to get access to this, you can just go to store.daytradingrealtor.com, and I'll actually put the link in here for everybody. There you go. Store.daytradingrealtor.com. You can get it for under $50 if you use the code DayTradingRealtor. That'll give you 20% off. And essentially, it's less than the cost of an eval, and you will always have access to this. So now, let's get, if you're new here, first time in here, put a 1 in the chat. So I want to walk through how this actually works for you guys. Trader Sean, 10 contracts, 9K. Let's look at that real quick while we're waiting. Let's go to auto. Yeah, so 25 to 28-point pad, Sean, would give you a 76.5% pass rate. Yep. All right, so we got some newbies in here. Let's give them Jayden 10 cons, 4K. A 46-point pad would give you a 93% pass rate. But again, let's see how many no trades there were. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 4 no trades, so 46-point pad would give you that. So hoping we have a 25 pad is 100 points. Stevenson, what do you mean by that question? 25 pad is 100 points or 100%? You mean? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you're asking. You're welcome, Trader Sean. LBG, I'm not going to answer you. I've told you guys, don't spam the chat, guys. Let's not spam the chat. If you would have listened, I already answered that question too. But we're not spamming the chat. All right, here we go. So, for everyone who is a newbie here, let's go over how this actual process works. Give me just a second. We'll switch my screen. So we have the pad, and the pad is to try to prevent manipulation, right? Because what we're technically doing is we're straddling the market. So we're not trying to guess which way the price is going to go. What we're trying to do is we're trying to guess well, we're not trying to guess, I'm sorry, which way the market's going to go, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to see if we can get in one way or the other, regardless of which side it is, so it's a straddle, but prevent ourselves from being wicked out by the manipulation first. And that's where the OSOK data sheet comes into play. So we jump over to Trading View. Let me just switch this over here. And I am working remotely, guys. I am down in the Florida Keys today, so I don't have multiple screens. So if it's a little messed up, I apologize here. So let's go 25. All right. So what we actually are doing, the way this process works, is we're placing buy stops and sell stops. That's the orders that we place. It's buy stops, sell stops. Everybody, if you need the pad, just store.daytradingrealtor.com. You can get the OSOK data calculator for yourselves, and you can always find out what the pad is. So let's see here. So the first things first, the way we actually physically place these orders is you're going to want to go to your settings, go to trading, and you want to turn off one-click trading. Okay, that's the first thing you want to do. Next, you want to make sure you have the OSOK data, the OSOK protection pad indicator. You can get that indicator. It's free. Indicator.daytradingrealtor.com. Just add it to your favorites in Trading View, and then just close out your Trading View, open it back up, and you'll see it in your favorites. What you do is you go ahead and you use the data calculator. You find out what the protection pad size is. Today I'm running with a 25. You put that in there. And what we're going to do a few seconds before the news event drops is we're going to drag our orders to these lines right here. But the way we place the orders is you turn off one-click trading. And when we're above price, you want to right-click. And you want to go to buy stop. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, guys. I actually forgot I got to log back in. 1 second here. Let me do that. I forgot I logged out. There we go. Okay. We're back in. All right. So when we're above price, again, not right above it, but well above it, we're going to right click, go to buy stop. We're going to click where the number of contracts is. So whatever your max contract allocation is for the eval you have, you want to put that in there. So for me, it's 10 contracts. Then we're going to want to drag the TP up to your TP target. Mine is 32.50. Then you hit buy. And then you come down, you do the same thing below price. Once again, you do it far enough out of the way that you're not going to get entered. Order's not going to enter before the actual event. Right click, you click on sell stop, not sell stop limit, not limit and not market. You want to do a sell stop. Move down to 32.50 or whatever your profit target is. I usually go a little bit past my profit target because you will get some slippage. And then you hit sell. Now, after that, you're going to want to go back to your settings, and we're going to want to turn one-click trading back on, because when it's time to move the orders in position, we want to do it without having to confirm that we want to place the order. So then what we do is with 5 seconds or so before the actual news event drops, you're going to want to hold the shift button down on your computer and then go to the bracket. You're going to drag it to the lines, and then we let go. And then we wait for the news event. Now, as soon as one side of the orders get triggered, hopefully it's just instant and we go straight up or down, you want to close out the other side. As soon as one gets triggered, you close the other side out. Now, let's say price opens and in the first couple seconds doesn't really do anything. It doesn't push one way or another. I personally just close both sides out, because if we're going to pass OSOK, we're going to pass within the first couple of seconds. This isn't something that takes forever. You're going to pass or fail within a couple of seconds. So all this stuff happens really fast. Is there slippage? Yeah, there's always some type of slippage. And what slippage means is that the price is moving so fast when this is happening that it could open up, go straight up, hit your TP target, but it doesn't actually execute your TP target. Then you get a little bit of a retracement, and then it executes it, and then it might not be the actual full amount. There's also times where your target is 3,200 and it winds up giving you 9,000. So you will get some slippage. In fact, I don't know if I've ever had an OSOK in the last year not have some type of slippage, whether it be in the positive or the negative. But for the most case, most cases, I usually get slipped in the positive direction. So that's usually what happens. So good morning, Ash. Good morning, sir. Let's see. Let's go through some of these other comments here. Going to create off spreadsheet manuals, pain in the butt. Yeah. Al, if you want to learn OSOK, I just kind of went through it. I do have a video. In fact, if you just go to my website, daytradingrealtor.com, right on the homepage, there is a video called The Business Side of Funded Trader. And that explains all that to you of the full walkthrough of how everything works. So let's see. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, folks. Give me just a second. Yeah. So, Cassandra, great question. So, yes, let me close these orders out in case it wants to execute. So, when you're referring to a range, let's talk about that. So, one of the beauties of the OSOK data sheet is that, yes, it gives you a range now. So, let's see here. On a 250K account, yep. So, let's go back to that and look at it. So, for CPI, you got a 250K account. Let's go to auto. Let's see. Just check something here. So, Cassandra, are you in auto mode? No. What mode are you in? You're in manual? Because what auto mode does is it will automatically give you the best pad. Now, the best pad size can sometimes be a range. Okay, so like let's see if we can get it to be a range. Let's go to 17K, 9,000. Yeah. So when you see this right here, where it says 43 to 44, that means that that passing percentage for this account, which this is a 150K Tradeify account, 87.5% passing rate is 43 to 44 points, because a lot of times it is a range. The same passing rate is a range. So, no, pad size is in points. It's not in ticks, Cassandra. Yeah. Yep. So, Cassandra, so you're on here on OSOK using a tool, someone else, is what you're saying? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh boy. Let's see here. Appreciate that. That's awesome. All right. So let's go back here, guys. So everybody, if you haven't put your orders on the screen yet, yeah, it won't be. Thanks, Amy. If you don't put your orders on the screen yet, guys, let's go ahead and make sure everyone has their orders on the screen. We got about 5 minutes left. Hopefully, we get a good OSOK. We had a good PPI yesterday, and in the past, a lot of times, I have seen where when we have a good PPI or CPI, one or the other one tends to do the same, but you never know. We'll find out. So let's go ahead and place some orders here. Buy. Once again, we're placing stop orders for both. And sell. Yeah, and guys, if you guys are using some other tool for my system here, and you have a problem with it, go ask that person. Don't ask me these questions like that. I don't get mad about a lot of things, guys, but come on, like seriously. Let's see here. All right, so make sure you guys have your orders on the screens. We got about 4 minutes or so. Fred, if you want to always know the pad size, just go to store.daytradingrealtor.com and you could purchase it and always know the proper pad size for the news events yourself. Simon B. 3K. Let's go. We got about 2 minutes left here, guys. So we're just gonna focus up here. Yeah, Florian, hope it is. It should be a good one. Make sure we turn the one-click trading back on. It is. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. All right. Everybody keep focus here. We got just about a minute, about 2 minutes left, just under 2 minutes here. I'm doing a 50K today. 50K Apex. Good luck, everybody. Got just under a minute here. All right, we got about 50 seconds or so, everybody. So everyone should have their orders on their charts. After your orders on your chart, make sure you turn back on one-click trading. About 30 seconds. All right, about 10 seconds left, guys. So we're going to want to start to, with about 5 seconds left, drag our orders. Here we go. There we go. Everybody should have had a nice pass there. Yes, let's go. Everybody should have had a beautiful pass there. Boom. Boom, boom. Easy, easy. Yes, yes, yes. That should have been an easy one there. W, yes. Pass, pass. 500 of pass. Okay, there you go. There we go. There we go. Let's see here. Let's go back to this. Let's see here. Ah, is that what happened? Order rejected, huh? Got slipped like crazy. Yeah. Your follow. So your main failed, but your followers passed. Okay. How many did you pass, Damien? Yep. Yep. So let's see what happened here. So there was a pretty big pause. So let's look at this pause. So the first 1 second went, and we did have a bit of a retracement. So let's see from here to, let's go. What happened here? Yep, about a 23 point retracement. So this is what can happen sometimes is that it pauses and then it doesn't execute, and then you had a 23.75 point retracement. So if it triggered the order and then it retraced, which it did, 23.75 points, that could cause why a lot of the stuff failed. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I'm on the OSOK screen. Thank you. Let me go back and show that. There we go. So you see there's a 23.75 point retracement back. So, yeah, that happens, unfortunately. Yep. Well, Travis, I can definitely tell you the last 3 news events have been that great. That's probably one of the things, but you will get sometimes this is what happens sometimes with the OSOK. Again, I've been doing this now, guys, for 14 months. I've passed 23 accounts now with it. And I think I've probably had 35 attempts to get 23 accounts. So, um, really, yeah. I think it's been two CPIs. That's it. That's it, Tyree. Yep. Doing on trade available group trade. Trade is so scuffed. Yeah, I don't. Hey, way to go, Duke. Good job. Good job. Got another pass. Tyree, I don't. I'm not sure. Or hold on. Somebody had that question about Micah. Yeah, I don't do it on Trade of Eight, so I don't know how to answer that. I just don't know what that. Unfortunately, what that would do. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, Jerome, that's just because of slippage. You guys get slippage sometimes. So, um yeah, that's fine. Steven, it doesn't matter if you make more. As long as you pass and you don't have any drawdown, then you're good. It doesn't matter. Yep, it doesn't matter. So, good job, guy. Okay. See, there you go. So, first time you didn't pass. Didn't fail. Okay. Well, there you go. You got some target. You got some profit. So, very good. Very good. Yep. Passed on wealth charts. All right, awesome. Yeah, Lenny, I just use TradingView. That is correct. So, all right, well, looks like we had some pass, some fail, and that's the whole point, guys. If you can't take the cost of an eval and light it on fire, then all this doesn't. Then don't do this method. That's the whole point. Is that I only do this when an eval is cheap. I'll never do this when an eval costs full price. And I tend to do this normally when Apex has their 80 or 90% off sale. Grab some accounts. That way, if it does not work out like today, some did, some didn't. It's not that bad. So appreciate that, Steven. Nick Solar, do what platform are you on? It shouldn't matter. So yeah, Florian, I measure everything on the 1 second chart. So if you guys get the OSOK data calculator, the data that I input in there is down on the 1 second chart because you really have to be on the 1 second chart to truly see what happens. Like for example, if we went to the 1 minute and we looked at the 1 minute right now, you'd see, oh wow. I mean, yes, there's a giant wick, and you'd go, oh, that's open low, and then the move was that way. But that's misleading. So yeah, I go down to the 1 second chart when I measure everything. No, it doesn't matter what chart you're on, Florian. The price is going to execute whether you're on a 5 minute chart, a 1 second chart, a 15 minute. That doesn't matter. Orders execute based on price, not what actual chart you're on. It just looks different. Nick, yeah. So that sounds like something either made 6K, had 3K. That's fine. Um, Yeah, it probably will, Max. It all just depends because we did have a 23.75 point retracement after the first candle. So once I put the data in there, it'll populate back in there and it'll tell you if it's a fail or not. So I'm not sure yet, but probably will. But as far as Nick, as far as you not being able to execute, you might need to look into how, because there's stop and then there's stop limit, and there may be a default that when you put in a stop order, it's actually putting in a stop limit order, and you don't want to put in a stop limit order because that's when it's gonna not let you put the other one in because it's technically putting in a limit order even though it's a stop. So you just want a pure stop order. So that may be something with funding ticks that they do. So I would definitely take a look at that. So, but all right, everybody, that's it for me today. Looks like we had some pass, some fail. It's okay. We live to fight another day, and that's why we do this when evals are cheap. So, everybody, go back to your normal trading strategy. You risk properly, and as always, stay safe and happy trading.